Welcome back, everyone. For today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the press conference featuring Ding Laurent from China and Gukesh from India after a very strange and unusual draw in the 6th round game. So let's get right to it. So here we go. Silence. Silence. Silence.
Oh. Welcome to the post-game press conference for Game 6.
Yeah. What is this?
Game 6. I will ask the players a couple of questions, and then I will give it to the press. As usual, you can go to the microphone.
The volume is just the volume is so bad. You will have
follow-up questions available after that, but please restrict your questions.
Now it's fine though.
As we start. This was a fighting draw, a tremendous fighting spirit that both players are showing. And my first question would be for the world champion. You had seemingly an opening that you were comfortable with. How far, actually, there was a moment when you stopped when you played Queen F5, but tell us your feelings just.
It's not in sync either, is it?
I'm happy the opening was my preparation until Queen F5.
Captions? There's no closed captioning. Captions.
For white, but in the game, I thought for a long time, and maybe I don't know what to do. Maybe Queen C5.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? He's saying Queen C5? I mean, you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. I mean, Queen C6, Queen D5 was super obvious. It's not in sync. I mean, I have it set correctly though. Like I'm just hitting the play button. It's set correctly. So, wow. No. I mean, I'm really confused. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I'm really confused. For him to think Queen C6 wasn't the best move. I mean, he thinks basically. Well, here's what I don't get. To me, it seems as though he just thinks already Queen C6, Queen E5, and black's completely fine when white's just much better.
Yeah, after a take, and here my first intention to play is his, but after G6, don't know.
Rook D4? I mean, white's just a little bit better here.
You found the best move, it looked like, at least from analysts and engine, right away with Queen takes C6.
D8. So I decided to repeat moves.
No, but you know what we need to hear, you guys. I want to hear if Gukesh had the correct assessment. If Gukesh says he thought he was worse here, I just want to see if he has the right assessment.
I think his queen not so well placed on the king side. Better placed on queen side. Here, I might have some advantage.
It's too quiet. I think it's fine. Mods can tell me if the sound is off.
Maybe Rook F1 is better.
Rook D2 is the best move. Rook D2 is literally the best move.
There seem to be various options here. Something psychedelic in this position was
what?
The king
psychedelic? What?
Over to B1.
Huh?
But there was nothing that obvious with the white pieces from what looked like outside analysis anyway. Did you feel like you must have had something?
Rook D2 is the best
move. Game
proceeded
what? Logically for you when you were playing into the traded down queen's endgame.
Feel like I'm slightly better. But after Queen 3, very hard decision for me. I saw this move, but if I check here, I have to go King C2. And I don't know, Rook B8.
But I mean, this is like the best line, but it's 0.7 for white. I mean, this is a big advantage.
On here because if Queen A1, I have Rook B4.
Yeah, there was also absurdly crazy line of like Queen E1 and potentially bring your king up to B3 in some positions. It also seemed more computer than human. Did you consider this possibility?
No.
This is reasonable. No one would consider this.
On A2. Yeah, I should keep the queen on the board. I saw this move, but
No, but I mean, if you go C4 instead of Queen G7, it's a real line.
6 Queen C5. Good variation for white.
So maybe it was better to keep the queens on just to keep the fight going. How did you feel He played very fast, got this position that he's clearly comfortable with, and you were under pressure pretty much right away, right out of the opening. Did you feel like this was trouble for you at some point?
I mean, I knew the position till I played Queen F2.
And yeah, you guys, I know it's out of sync, but I'm
Rook B
watching the stream, so like, there's, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do.
in the opening.
Yeah, I'm going back here.
Yeah, but knight c4 I wasn't aware of. But I never really felt in danger because I thought, I mean, once I take on c4, get queen f5, maybe I'm slightly worse, but should be really hard to convert it with white.
But he has the correct assessment. That's the point. Like, Gukesh has the correct assessment. He's saying that he thought he was slightly worse. He has the correct assessment of the position. Unlike Ding, who basically is like, it feels like just doesn't believe in any part of it. I should reload and it'll be fine. If I reload here, it'll be in sync or not. I don't know. Maybe it will be. If I reload, is it going to be in sync? I don't think so. I can reload. We're at where are we at? Let's just make sure we're at the right point. No, it's not. It's not going to change. Okay, then let's keep going.
Okay, you can't really push the queenside pawns that easily, and I always have some play on his king. So yeah, I wasn't really that worried at any point.
Thank you, non-bread, for the 10 gifted
press?
subs. Thanks so much,
Questions?
non-bread. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Leoncho Garcia from El País. My question is for Dean Lijian. Today, once again during this match, you had a better position, but you didn't push in the best possible way to try to win once again. Please help us to understand what is going on. Is that a problem of lack of confidence? Do you still have problems to sleep? Any other health problem?
Oh, it's mainly because of the position itself. Here, here I saw something like b3, but he goes here.
Wasn't c4 just good for white? I thought c4 was good too. No, but I mean, this is +1. I mean, you look at the bar, this is +1.
c4. I saw king b2, he had rook c5.
This is still good after rook d8. I mean, it's still
Push
good.
the pawns here.
No, I mean, basically what, I mean, it's like, I don't know what's going on, because it really feels like when I look at this, it's like Ding just assumes he's worse in every game. Like, he's much better here. He's just like, I don't know what it is, but he just assumes he's worse in every game. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know what to make of it. It's not about don't be an engine, Andy. It's not about that you can play it perfectly. It's that he's not even, the way that he's saying things is as though he thinks he's not even better. It doesn't matter if you can't play it perfectly. It's so he's acting as though it's like it's just not good at all. And like, it's very dangerous when it's very weird to see it, where it's like, even if you don't know it's great for white, you should generally intuitively think that white is a little bit better here. Doesn't mean white's winning or anything, but white should be better. So I'm really confused actually by this. I mean, you have a 3 versus 1 on the queen side. It should be a little bit better. Even if it's not winning, it should be better.
Yeah, I'm not so comfortable after queen f3. My first intention to play this, but this is not so good after f5. Rook is misplayed on f4. So I had to come up with the other ideas. I saw this. Just play something like h5.
I mean, but you guys, here's what I would say, because someone makes a good point. They say, isn't it just hard to assume you are better when black always seems to counterplay with white's exposed king and angry looking rooks? The point is, you're at 40 minutes on the clock, you guys. You're at 40 minutes. You should see a 3 versus 1 on the queen side. You should know you're a little bit better, but not just knowing you're a little bit better. The point is that you have the white pieces. You're playing against someone who has a massive team of seconds behind them, who's preparing really hard every game. You're not going to get many opportunities like this in the match, and that's why it feels like, why is he not taking the chance? Because you don't feel like you're going to get these opportunities. It's like going to be a dime a dozen. It's really rare to get this chance, and so that's why I think a lot of people are struggling to understand, like, what's the point? If you get pretty much the best you're going to get in a match format situation, and you're not going to try and win, then what's going on?
Maybe it's time to push the pawn, but I only saw this, and he take, and I don't think I'm better here. So I've choose King C2. It was not such a good move.
Michael Reichel from FIDE Media. A question for Gukesh. You just mentioned that you thought you were
This
maybe
quality is
slightly
horrible, by
worse
the way,
after
horrible.
the end of the opening, but difficult to convert.
Thank you,
However,
Nonbread, for the 10
a
gifts
few
of
moves
subs. Thank you so
later,
much.
it was you who rejected the three-fold repetition, which you could have claimed by playing queen to e7 instead of queen to h4. Could you show us a bit your reasoning to reject the draw at that point and continue playing? Did you think you could play for a win, or you just wanted to keep the game going? Or did you sense that maybe your opponent was unstable at some point in his view of how the game was going? Talk a bit about that moment, please.
Yeah. So I guess when I played queen h4 instead of queen e7.
Tomorrow's a rest day,
I
yes.
mean, as I said, I thought I might be slightly worse. I was not even sure fully about if I'm slightly worse, but I thought it's more likely.
Yeah, but see, this is exactly the point. Gukesh, for example, he's not sure how much he's not sure how much worse he is, but he thinks he is very slightly worse. Like, this is the point. The intuition or the general view should be that you're slightly worse, which is why I don't understand Ding. That's why I don't understand what Ding is saying at all. That's the problem. Like, Ding is basically saying that he doesn't think he's even better. Gukesh is saying he thinks he's slightly worse. And I think, like, if you ask myself or Max, like, I get the computer gives a big advantage, but like, you feel like White's a little bit better. It might not be much, but you feel intuitively that White should be better. And that's why it's really hard to understand how Ding can look at it and think that he's not a little bit better when everybody else does think he's better. That's what doesn't make sense to me.
Even though I thought that, okay, with the files open in front of his king, and yeah, maybe I just thought I always have counterplay, and I saw no reason not to take a repetition right now. I just thought, since he is going for a repetition, I thought I'll make a few more moves, and I mean, obviously, it's not playing for a win or anything by queen h4, but just I wanted to make a few more moves and see what happens.
Just a small follow-up. Did you decide that before you did the first repetition, or did you repeat twice?
Okay, good question.
And then you decided to bring the hammer down and change?
I mean, when he played queen d6, it was already clear that he was going for a repetition. So when I played queen e7 for the second time, I had already decided to go queen h4.
Next question.
Abhidaya from Chessbase India. My question is to Gukesh. On move 36, when you played the move e4 to e3, did you ever consider playing king g7 instead, activating your king?
Yeah, king g7, I thought mainly I was worried about rook d7. I mean, rook f7, actually this was a very interesting moment. I mean, rook f7, take, rook d7. I think the pawn endgame is just lost.
Wait,
if
what?
I go rook e7. It's not, yeah.
Wait, why is this losing?
It is losing, yeah.
It is?
So yeah, I thought this was losing. So I can't.
Interesting.
I mean, maybe I can give the pawn instead of going rook e7, but I thought that's a bit ugly. And,
you didn't see king h6?
Also, if I go rook d7, king h6, then he takes on a7, and king h5. He had this funny like rook g2. If I go h6, he has rook h7, threatening rook g5.
Or here, king h5?
Maybe I can go e3 here, yeah.
No, go back.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I saw. Like h6, he has rook h7. But I missed that I could start with
in between e3 move,
that
in
might be
betweener.
quite clever.
Funny mate.
But instead of king h5, e3.
Yeah, e3, rook e2, king. Yeah, e3, and it gets very messy.
Yeah, maybe this was a better try, but yeah, I just missed e3.
But you guys, this is completely acceptable. This is acceptable. Miss e3, like, it's not surprising. This is not crazy. This is not crazy at all.
What is the difference after king g7?
What's the difference? What?
Rook e2, king h5.
What is the difference for white after king g7? I mean, I should just stay passive, probably.
Right. White doesn't have to play rook down.
Yeah, maybe you can go like b4, king d1, king e2.
Yeah, king
I
d1,
mean,
king
king
e2.
g7 was
but-
my initial
yeah.
instinct, but I just missed that e3 was possible. But anyways, it was. Yeah, anyways, after e3, I had to find this h5 resource, which was, I thought, a bit tough, but yeah, after h5, it was just a draw.
So I'm Katerina from the German Chess Federation, and I have a more general question. So during this World Chess Championship, there's a lot written online, and for example, right now, I've seen a lot of Ding chilling memes. And so my question for Ding is, if you have seen any of them, and what do you think about them?
Say, what is the thing that you've seen? You said.
It just says Ding chilling, which is like comes from a meme from a Chinese ice cream promotion, and it's like adjusted to Ding Miranda, and it just shows that he's like chilling and just like
By the
playing
way,
with,
Maurice clearly has no idea about Bing chilling. Maurice has no idea about Bing chilling.
chess. So yeah.
Have you seen this?
What's the meaning of chill?
He's surely seen the ad,
To
right?
chill means to relax.
Or relax after the first game, or the end of the first game when I have a totally winning
But
position.
she's saying there's a meme out saying that you're chilling, meaning you're kind of just cool, relaxing, and also there's an ice cream connection.
Oh my god! You know what this reminds me of, you guys? This reminds me of when I made the meme jokes about like TSM and other stuff during the St. Louis event, the online event in like 2022. And Maurice was like stone faced and he didn't get it. And this is Maurice being a complete boomer. Gukesh definitely has seen Bing chilling. It was clear from the reaction he'd seen it. But Maurice, like literally, the dude needs to actually pay attention to what's going on the internet. Yeah, I did the whole TSM thing and he was like stone faced, and here we go again. He has no idea what Bing chilling is. No idea. Yeah, no idea at all.
I don't know if you've ever seen this before. I certainly haven't.
I didn't have ice cream here.
So you have not seen.
Gukesh has definitely seen it.
Thank you.
Gukesh has definitely seen it. You can tell from the Gukesh's reaction that he's definitely seen it.
Junior Tay from Chess Magazine, England. I have a question for Mr. Ding Liren. Do you think the first move in chess with white is overrated? In the first 3 games you played with black, you pressed for a win even though you weren't the first to move. And you succeeded in game 1, and you also tried to win with your third time playing black. Do you think black is the new white now?
Jeez.
Do you think that the advantage with white is overrated today?
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes I play white pieces like black. This time I try to push for advantage in the opening. And this London was like last time also in game 6 I win a beautiful game in London. So this time I want to repeat the success.
A question for Mr. Gukesh. Now that you've experienced the first few games of a World Championship finals, how do you compare it to other Grandmaster tournaments? The atmosphere, the conditions, the competition itself. Can you elaborate on this?
Yeah, as it's quite well known, the World Championship is one of the probably the toughest event in chess, and yeah, I mean it's obviously there is more at stake, and there are more nerves than what you generally have. But other than that, I think it's just a very interesting and long match against a very strong opponent. So yeah, it's a bit different, but at the end of the day, we are still playing chess.
Same question for Mr. Ding. How have you made adjustments? Did you do anything differently after going through the Astana World Championship finals last year?
That will be your last question, please.
What's the difference from last time?
Did you do anything different in preparation during your stay during the tournament?
I have 1 more second and more ideas.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi, I am Ajit Kumar from the Hindu newspaper. My question is both to
I did an interview with
Gukesh
this
and
guy
Ding.
in London.
So we are heading to another rest day. So Gukesh, are you happy with the scoreline now 3-3? And how do you review your own performance so far? Are you happy, or do you think you could have done better? And this is the same question to Ding as well. Thank you.
I I think so far it's been good. It can I mean obviously I still can improve my play um, and yeah, I mean there are a lot more games to try and do that. But so far I mean it's an equal match so far, and we are. I mean, considering that I was also trailing after the first game, I'm happy to be here. But it's too early to think about anything like that. I mean, it's
Agreed. Makes sense.
not
Yeah.
even like we are not even halfway through the event. So yeah, there's just a lot of excitement ahead.
Well, the results not either one. I could improve in many occasions. I'm better in many games, and this critical moment I let the advantage slip.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is true that for Ding, he doesn't speak. I mean, English. He doesn't speak English that well. I don't think he's that proficient in it, obviously. But I am confused by what he's saying. Like, I mean, assuming that he understands the question and what's being asked, I'm really confused because it feels to me like it feels like Ding is saying one thing, but then in the games he's doing the exact opposite. Like, he's saying one thing. He's like saying, I could have better, I should be doing better. But in the actual games, he doesn't even try to do better. He's happy to make the draws. So like, I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just a language thing. I mean, he speaks perfect English. Wait, Magnus, you're trolling me with that Magnus thing. I don't think so. But to me, it just feels like what he's saying is like he's saying one thing, but then in the game he's doing the exact opposite. He just doesn't understand. Okay, maybe you're right. Possibly, yeah. Maybe you're just right about that.
Maybe that's what I should improve in the next couple of games.
MikeLine I think I speak for everybody and to say, Ding, I'd like you to have some ice cream on your rest day, but my question is for Gukesh, please. I want to follow up on Michael Rahal's question. You said that after you declined the threefold repetition, you didn't particularly think you were better or anything, but you decided to keep playing. And I'm wondering if that was in any way psychological, letting your opponent know that you were going to start pushing in equal positions. And I asked this question because, for example, in games 2 and 5, it looked like Ding took one of the quicker paths to a draw. So was it in any way psychological that you decided to continue playing this position where, even though you weren't better at all?
I just like playing chess. Yeah. I mean, it was more just the position than it was psychological. I just thought there was still a lot of play left in the position. So
fair.
And I did not really see too much danger for me. So
fair.
Yeah, I just thought I'll make few moves, see what happens, and I mean obviously draw was still the most likely result. So I just wanted to get a long game, especially since tomorrow is a rest day.
Yeah, we haven't had any games that have made time control other than one where the result was not really in doubt. So did you want to play a game past time control just to get like a little bit of a longer game?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about time control, but yeah, I wanted to play a longer game than just
that's also a very weird question.
Makes sense. Thank you.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, the only people who care about the only time people think about how long the game goes are people like me who are streamers. I'm not gonna lie. I have played games towards the end of tournaments where I have thought about it. I'm like, that's an extra hour of time. That's an extra hour of broadcast time. So it's like more money. I mean, I have thought about those things occasionally, but like in these cases, you're not even thinking about the time or how long the game goes.
Hello, I am Nemo on behalf of the Singaporean Chess Federation, and this question is for both of you, but I will address it to Gukesh first.
Singaporean Chess Federation?
Hypothetically, if you won the World Chess Championships tomorrow, what would be the first thing you do?
I don't know. I guess I'll be happy first.
Thank you. And then the same for Ding. If you hypothetically won the World Chess Championships tomorrow, what would be the first thing you do?
Last time I cried after the win title. This time I made smile.
Amazing. Thank you both.
Asking on behalf of FIDE social media followers, this one is directed to Gukesh, but we want to know Ding's answer as well. Is the match going the way you expected it to go?
Good question. This is actually a good question. Yeah.
I mean,
This is a good question. But
I
they're
was
not going to really
prepared for
answer
all kinds of scenarios. So I don't think
This is a good
any
question,
kind of
actually.
situation
But
would
you're not
have
going to get an
shocked
honest
me or
answer.
anything, but also you can't really plan everything exactly as it's going to happen. So there is some surprise in some
Yeah,
games
for
and
anyone who's
some-
asking, if I were for anyone who's asking, you said you wouldn't answer directly either. You're absolutely right. I mean, some of these questions are good, but the problem in chess is that so much of chess is psychological. So there's certain questions that are good, but you're never going to get an open, completely honest answer. Like, for example, I think that for Gukesh, he's probably disappointed to be tied at this point because, as I said, and I think others said this as well, is that in my general view, the longer the match went without Gukesh having the lead, the better Ding's chances become objectively, just because he gets more settled and more into the match. So I suspect that for Gukesh, he's probably not actually very happy with the result, like that it's even after 6 games. He's probably not angry or like upset, but it's probably not what he was hoping for after six games.
some things that I expected, but overall I think I'm feeling good. I'm able to focus well. I feel energetic, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, glad about everything. So.
Magnus said something. I could, yeah.
I think it's good for spectators that the match is still even. There are a lot of to see in the next couple of rounds. For me, I want to improve my score as much as possible.
From German newspaper Die Zeit, a question for Ding Liren.
Could you go a bit closer to the microphone, please?
Concerning the preparation, you said you were deeply prepared for this opening, and I guess the preparation means that you are prepared then when this comes on the board. But then after the move Queen F5, which was, as I understood, the first move after your preparation, you said you didn't know what to do. How is that possible?
Because there are so many lines to prepare, and this is just one of the lines.
I mean, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. This is a ridiculous question. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like, they're on like move 17 or move 18. They're deep in an obscure line that's barely been played, and you're expecting him to know like the 5 or 6 different possible moves at that point. Like, that is just not how chess preparation works. That's ridiculous. I mean, there's a point where you have to cut it off. And you're talking about like 5 or 6 moves on move 17 or move 18. That's just a stupid question. I'm going to say it. That's a ridiculous question. Absolutely ridiculous question.
That you saw the positions arose like the parts of the iceberg that are higher than the sea, but there are a lot of operations that didn't occur in the board. It's like iceberg in the sea.
It was move 20, same thing, but yeah, like ridiculous.
Of course, I prefer a lot of position, but this one is a little bit new for me.
I mean, because like what Ding's also probably not saying that because he doesn't want to give away any information is probably at that point he only looked at like the top computer line, which is Queen G2 or Queen F3, because at that point it's already pretty unrealistic it's going to happen, and if it does, you expect the top computer line. So at that point you can't expect someone to know like every line that deep. Because Queen G2 and Queen F3 are definitely what you'll see if you've actually looked at the position. But all this stuff with Bishop E6 and all that, like there's only so deep you can go in a line before it becomes ridiculous.
But there's no excuse for just repeating moves after such a good preparation.
Abhinav from US Chess. I have a question for both the world champion and the challenger. One of you has already won the world championship and one of you is aspiring to do so. Can you give 2 to 3 past world champions that you view as personal inspirations, either
Gary,
stylistically
Magnus,
or that has influenced your
and
chess
probably
growth as a
Bobby.
whole?
Gary, Magnus, Bobby.
Last time I have answered a similar question. I mentioned Topalov and also Carlsen.
That's 2, not 3.
For me, it's obviously from the start it has been Vishisha.
Oh, that's right, of course.
Other
Vishy
than
for him, yeah.
Vishisha, I think Fischer and Magnus inspire me a lot.
Yeah, fair.
I'm Gu Xiaobing from organization. I have
Here comes the
questions
Chinese
for Ding
questions.
Liren and for both. First of all, 请丁立人谈一下今天的对局。
Hello. So I'm Gu Xiaobing. Could you please describe the game today in Chinese? Thank you.
今天对局比预想中要有趣一点，因为有可能以更无聊的方式结束。对，他让这盘棋富有了一些生机吧。然后，对我的发挥也就仅仅这样吧，然后没有什么特别亮眼的表现。我也错过了一些保持优势的机会，比如说后G5，我就没有往下深入的去计算，还是去没有走就是最有力度的招法吧，然后让优势就溜走了。后来我局面甚至还有一点点被动，但是我还是看到了这个G1的和棋的手段。
That was a super long reply. I shall do my best. So Ding said that the game could have been potentially quite short with the repetition of moves early on, but Mr. Gukesh decided to give some life to the position, and he missed some chances potentially. He mentioned, in particular, maybe after Queen F3, he could have gone Queen G5. But he felt he didn't, he was a little bit short of time and he didn't quite find all the critical moves.
Also, like another point here, this is very honest from Ding, but this is kind of the point. Like when you spend 40 minutes on Queen C6, if he has those 40 minutes back later, there's no telling what he would have been able to play if he doesn't waste his time on a move that he should have played in 10 seconds. Spending 40 minutes on Queen takes C6 is horrible time usage.
Press potentially what little advantage there was. He felt towards the very end potentially that White had to find some accurate moves maybe to extricate himself from a slightly tricky position, including this idea of this rook e2, rook g2 check and back again to rook e2 to secure the draw.
Wait, he thought he had to play rook e2, rook g2 to draw the game? Wait, what? He thought he was worse and had to repeat there? Wait, what? Wow, I'm actually confused.
第二个问题是，通常世界冠军赛会在下午3点钟举行，这次是在下午5点钟举行，对二位棋手有一些什么调整吗？
This is a question to both Mr. Ding and Mr. Gukesh. Traditionally, the World Chess Championship matches tends to start at 3 p.m. rather than 5 p.m. Have either of you had to make any adjustments for this slightly later starting time?
对，上次比赛是在3点举行，然后这意味着有更多的时间去准备，然后中午也能够有更多的时间去休息。对。
So last World Championship we did start 3 p.m. Starting at 5 means I have a little bit more time to prepare and to rest before the round.
For me,
it's just a weird
it's
question.
A bit of a change because usually all kinds of tournaments start at 3 p.m. or even earlier, but it's not much different for me really. Like I remember I played like 1 or 2 tournaments starting at 5 p.m. and some even later. So over the years I've played in a lot of time settings. So it's nothing.
I'll look at some tweets after this, you guys.
最后一个问题，几轮之前你们曾经说互相评价对方还为时尚早，现在可以评价对方了吗？
Final question. You commented you commented a few rounds ago that it was a little bit too early to appraise your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Do you think now you could appraise your opponent's strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, as I said, I think both of us we are pretty universal. Strengths, I guess. I mean, a lot of things, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how exactly to put it.
你也可以看到他应该是慢慢进入状态了。消除了第一盘棋的紧张感之后，他发挥的也是越来越好了嘛。
So you can see Mr. Gukesh was perhaps a little bit nervy in round one, but he's played himself into form by the looks of it. You can probably see from the following games.
Last question, please.
Maurice.
A final question to end on a light note from FIDE social media.
Uh-oh.
This time from follower Prem Gujarati for both players. Which book, chess or non-chess, has impacted you the most?
For me, chess book, I probably Game Changer. I really enjoyed this one. So.
Game Changer, is that the Matthew Sadler book? That's Matthew Sadler book, right? I think that's Matthew Sadler, right? About Alpha Zero?
I'd like to thank both players for not just their fighting spirit on the board, but to come to a press conference and sometimes answer some tricky questions with wit, humor, and poise. Tomorrow we all get to chill like Ding and have a rest day. And we'll be back on Tuesday at 5 p.m. local time. Thanks, everyone, and have a good night.
Yeah, Maurice is not particularly enthused there. I'm not going to lie. He's not super enthused again. I mean, it's just very strange. The games have been very, very weird. I don't really know what to make of it, but it's been very, very strange. Very strange match. So, yeah, at any rate, that was a press conference after game number 6 between Ding and Gukesh. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you smash that subscribe button below. And we'll be back with more content in the very near future. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon. Bye.